This November, during National Family Caregivers Month, while families across the country are preparing to gather for Thanksgiving and other holidays that are upcoming, 11 million family members and friends will be caring for somebody with Alzheimer's. The Alzheimer's Association and the National Hispanic Council on Aging are encouraging people to lend a hand to caregivers. Hola, yo me llamo Ilean Zamlut. My mom was diagnosed with Alzheimer's in 2012, and I'm her caregiver along with my father. Here's a few tips that we find to be very helpful. First of all, learn about the disease. Whether you're dealing with somebody in your family that has Alzheimer's or you have a friend or family member that's recently been diagnosed, learn as much as you can about the disease. The journey is different for everybody. The stages of this disease are different for everybody, and the needs are going to be different depending on where the patient is in the diagnosis and where the family is in accepting the diagnosis. So the Alzheimer's Association has a vast amount of resources that are available to you in both English and in Spanish to help guide you through learning about this disease. Offer caregivers a reprieve, lend a hand, and just saying to a caregiver, just let me know what you need, is something that's not really specific enough. So make an appointment to give a caregiver a break. Spend time with the person that has dementia. You'd be surprised the little moments that my mom has some kind of lucidity in knowing that we're there. She may not know exactly who we are or who her friends are, but she recognizes safe people. And really just the calming effect that that has on her means a lot to both my father and I. If you are part of a social group and one of the partners in your social group has been diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it's important to keep those social connections open because they do offer a reprieve for the caregiver. I know my family has friends of theirs that they've been friends since college, and they're big University of Florida football fans. And so they try to come up on Saturdays and watch the games with my dad and share a meal with him. And it just gives my dad a little bit of a break from the day-to-day routine of caring for my mother. Check in. Sometimes it's just a phone call or a text message or a card in the mail or an email. And just check in and ask the caregiver or a family member how they're doing. Something that I get asked all the time is, how's your mom doing? And it's a difficult question for me to ask because, as we all know, Alzheimer's is the 6th leading cause of death in the United States, but it's the only one without a cure. So my answer is always, she's happy, she's safe, she's content, and that's really all that we can hope for. The better question is, how's your dad doing? Because that's a conversation that I can really have with people who are interested in tapping into the caregivers. And that's a great place for me that if I'm needed to, can make an ask of someone. So check in on the patient, but also check in on the caregiver. Be specific and flexible in your offering to help families. So don't just say like, hey, give me a call if you need something. Be specific. Say, I'd like to grocery shop for you on Friday afternoon at 2 o'clock if that works with your schedule. Or I'd like to bring you dinner on Sunday night that'll last you a couple of days. What type of meal would you like? I have free time this weekend. Can I stop by? Can I bring you something? Can I take you somewhere? Those specific asks go a long way. It's very difficult as a caregiver. Sometimes you're overwhelmed and you may not know exactly what it is that you need. So when somebody just will ask us what it is or tell us what they're offering to do, it's a great relief for us because, believe it or not, our days are filled with making decisions for my mom, and it's one less decision that we have to make that somebody's making for us. So be specific and also be flexible. So maybe you're going to the store on Friday and 3 days ago we told you Friday was a great day to go. Something may have come up, a doctor's appointment. Maybe the patient is having a particularly rough day, not sleeping too much. Maybe the care, some outside care fell through. So just be specific and a little bit gracious with schedule when you offer those things. Make the holidays easier. I know for us, we're just celebrating being together, but we also know taking my mom to someone's house is a challenge. So we try to recreate as best we can what holidays look like for us here in the home. Help caregivers just to offer help with the cooking or the cleaning or the organizing, and maybe you do a boxed up holiday celebration that you can drop off to a family that's dealing with an Alzheimer's or dementia patient. And then last, but certainly not least, is join the Alzheimer's cause. So look locally for the Alzheimer's Association and the resources that they provide. Maybe there's some caregiver support groups. Maybe there's some education that you can take on. Maybe there's a walk to end Alzheimer's. I know we just had ours here locally in West Palm Beach 2 weeks ago, and another one this past weekend up in the Treasure Coast. These are great opportunities for you to interact with other people. It's a great opportunity for you to not potentially feel isolated in the disease. It's a great opportunity for you to learn how others are dealing with this diagnosis, and maybe there's some tips and tricks that you can gain from them. So you can volunteer with the association, or you can attend some of those resource groups. So some of the fundraising events that we do have through the Alzheimer's Association is the Walk to End Alzheimer's, which I just mentioned, and also the Longest Day. And I think the most important thing to remember about both those events is that all the money that's raised stays local. So for instance, the money that I raised for the Walk to End Alzheimer's walk here in West Palm Beach will stay local just to help patients here in the West Palm Beach area, just like my mom, with any resources or research that patients like she may need here in the Palm Beach area. You can also join Trial Match. So if you have a history or you're concerned, if you have a patient that you know potentially could have the beginning stages or are in the process of Alzheimer's, maybe you're eligible for a trial. I know me personally, I turned 50 in December, and there's a world of trials for early onset that open up for me. And I know that I'm going to take part in trying to find a trial match near me and see if there's anything that I can do to help further the cause for research for Alzheimer's. So if you want to visit more about the Alzheimer's Association, please visit alz.org or call the Alzheimer's Association toll-free number 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And that number is 1-800-272-3900. But most importantly, have a great holiday season. Find out where you can help. Be there for each other. Be there for these families. Be there for these patients. And do whatever you can to help make the holidays easier for these patients and their families.